Hello everybody and welcome to this video. This is the first one that we're going to do for the new expeditions that's dropped, which is going to be all about the Blight, which seems to be some sort of pirate faction that's going on. Ties in with the outlaws that we've had recently dropping the new update. So we're going to get dug in on phase 1. Now this is the best method that I've found for doing phase 1. It does help if you've done the expeditions before, especially expedition 1, because we are going to be leaning on the golden vector later on. But just to start with, what we're going to do is we're going to get set up. So we need our analysis visor, and we also will need a terrain manipulator straight off. So we're going to do a bit of collecting materials just so that we can get our analysis visor on. We need a bit of carbon, but we're going to spend a little bit of time at the beginning on this first planet gathering quite a few materials that we need. Right, so here we go. We can now make some carbon nanotubes. So we'll make 3 because we're going to need 3 for these. And then if we flip over to our multi-tool, we'll be able to add 1 to our analysis visor, and then we'll be able to chuck the other 2 in our terrain manipulator for now. And we're going to need some dihydrogen jelly just to finish that off. So now we've got our analysis visor working, we can click L3 and we can find some. There'll be blue triangles like that. So here we go, we'll take out the dihydrogen jelly, and then we can fix our terrain manipulator once we have popped some of this dihydrogen into our personal refiner, and that will give us the dihydrogen jelly that we need. And once that's done, we'll move on and we'll get to our ship and we'll start going from there. The reason that I want to get these things done first and foremost is because I'm going to get some copper off this planet as well, because we're going to need chromatic metal later on, and we're also going to need quite a bit of carbon and quite a bit of ferrite, so we might as well collect as much as we can. So while that's refining into what I need, I'll just do a bit of scanning to get some units and earn a bit of money while I'm waiting. This is always good to try and maximise the amount of time you have to wait for things. So that dihydrogen jelly's now in, and we can crack on. Yep, there we go, that's in, and now we can move on and we can dig out this copper deposit. Now you can do 2 or 3 of these copper deposits depending on how much you want to collect. I normally find that 2 gives you enough chromatic metal to get to where you need to be, because later on some of the things in this phase are going to give you chromatic metal. You're going to get a freighter as well, which is going to give you chromatic metal, so you don't have to worry too much about it. But again, we're going to slowly make our way towards our ship. Now, you guys can do this a little bit quicker if you want and shave some time off. I did take my time quite a bit, and I thought I'd get really stocked up because I wanted to make sure that I had enough to go on for the other phases that are coming, just so that I had a nice base to start off from. I didn't have to struggle and run around or anything. There's going to be a bit of crafting involved later on just to get the Starship going, so you might as well grab as much of your resources as you can now, and scan as much as you can just to give yourself that little bit of an advantage. What we're going to be doing with the golden vector later on means that we're going to make enough nanites and enough units to do what it is that we're going to do, because one of the missions later on, the things that you need to find for it, they can be a little bit difficult in game. Not impossible, but I've found this is the best way. I've seen a couple of videos of people doing this actually as well. I think Captain Steve's done it, and B-Bubble mentioned it in one of his as well. So it seems to be quite a popular way of sort of getting round this first phase and cracking on. So we've just come up to our second copper deposit, and we're just going to smash that out. And I think, yeah, this is quite a big one. This is going to give us enough that we need to carry on, I think. I don't think we're going to need to find a third one after this. So we'll get all this smashed out and keep doing a bit more scanning, and we shall move on to our ship in a second and get it all sorted. Just grab this little bit of dihydrogen. We're only 100 U's away, so this is the last thing I think. We'll just grab this last bit and then we'll move down this crater. I think it's just on the other side of this hill. Yeah, there it is. We'll have a look over here. Now you can grab the stones as well. It'll give you knowledge stones, will give you language and stuff, but to be honest we're not really interested in anything like that. We're more interested in getting our ship fixed and getting set off so that we can start cracking into the phases and finding out what this treasure is. So there we go, we've just flipped our first one, and that's for getting near our ship. That's the compass. So we'll just quickly have a little bit of a tidy up, get rid of these geodes and that I collected just to see what they were, and then we'll go in and open it. Here we go. What's that going to give us? Let's give us ion batteries, life support gel, and a movement upgrade. Nice one. That come in handy. We'll bang that on in a second and get all that sorted, because it's a nightmare when you first start these expeditions and you can't move, you can't jetpack, you can't do anything. So we'll just do a bit of housekeeping. We've got to keep our inventory as empty as we can until we can start picking up some more spaces for it. So here we go. Let's see what's happening. Launch thrusters critically damaged. Yeah, we knew that'd be the case. Iteration something something online. Atlas connection sabotaged. Oh, that's new. This ship seems to recognise me, but something is wrong. The damage to the core components is not consistent with a crash. Right. Your presence in this galaxy is unappreciated, traveller anomaly. We are watching and we are dangerous. Do not repair this ship. Do not pursue us. As I attempt to probe the source of the message, it self-destructs. The only clue is the signature on the message. I have no memory of provoking the animosity. The tone suggests this work of interstellar pirates. Right, here we go. We are on the hunt for interstellar pirates. We're going to get some treasure, I think, as well, because I've seen bits and bobs coming up. Right, so let's repair all these. Now, doing what we did earlier and collecting all the materials that we did, this has given us the advantage, because normally now you'd have to jump out and grab all these materials, and then you'd have to refine them down and you'd have to get all the bits that you need. But we've been a bit clever and we've circumnavigated that by collecting it en route, which means that we've saved ourselves 5 or 10 minutes, which can make all the difference when you first get going, because there's nothing more tedious than that first run to your ship and that first accumulation of materials. So we'll just refine down everything we need. We'll pop this dihydrogen jelly, that can go in, and then we are nearly there, I think. What else are we going to have to do? Right, so that's in. Dihydrogen jelly's in. We'll refine this chromatic metal down as well, because that's going to be the biggest thing. Chromatic metal, it's an absolute nightmare when you first need it, because it comes in so handy if you can just grab as much of it as you can before anything kicks off. Stuff like microprocessors and things like that are always needing it. So here we go. We'll bang the last of these in, do all that. Microprocessors, chromatic metal in. That gives us our clipped wings. And there we go. So our ship works. We can take off now, and we can get to the space station, and we can start unlocking a few bits more, and we can start moving on. It looks like the next mission that we're going to have to do is rescue a freighter, so we're going to have to warp into space, and then we're going to have to check our galaxy map and see where it's going to ask us to go. So like again, just keep your send doing a bit of housekeeping, make sure you keep your send tidy and don't let it get on top of you. Move down any movement modules and everything else like that that you've got, so that you can maximise what you've got with your jetpacks and stuff. There you go, you can see me just tidying up a little bit. Just do an auto save. And we're off. We're heading to space, going to the galaxy map. See where it's asking us to go. Right, so we need to be one system over. So here we go. One system over. I'll see you in a sec. Right, here we go. Yep, we're straight into a freighter battle. I knew we would be. Right, let's rescue this freighter. We'll take these pirates out and everything. The combat has got a lot more harder since they did the Outlaws update. You see all these ships have got shields now that you've got to take out. And then once you've taken them out, then you've got to take the actual ship out itself, and it can be a bit of a nightmare. But I found that if you hit the shoulder button L2 on PlayStation 4, or whatever the corresponding buttons will be on yours, it'll track it now, and then you'll be able to just keep firing on it. So it shouldn't be too difficult. And then you go, you get your message from the guy, head inside the freighter, and let's go talk to the captain. And let's see what we can do for him, because he sounds like he's not having a very good day, doesn't he? Alright, here we go, we're nearly there. Alright, come on mate, what's happening? Lights flicker rapidly across the lifeform's visor, and their head nods imperceptibly towards. They seem to be showing me gratitude. Their facial lights flicker emotionally. The captain produces what appears to be a corrupted star chart, the navigational data glitching and popping. Right, cool. We've got a pirate map fragment, 1 of 3. The Blight this galaxy. We did it the last, and we did it to the. We'll do it to the next. Alright, so sounds like the Blight have done this before. A precise series of hand gestures and streams of electronic chittering. I got the attacking pirates have been seeking this chart. Eyeing me with cautious respect, the captain shares his final transmissions from a freighter loss. The mission's freighter reports describe contact with a pirate faction and then abruptly stop. He sighs and looks exhausted. Now he's going to ask me to take over his freighter. Here we go. So we've got our sensor freighter. And that should pop our next badge that we've got. So we'll buy that. There we go. And then we should get, yep, there we go, we've liberated it. That's the next one that we needed. So we'll go ahead and we will unlock that one and then move on to the next one, which I believe is going to a red system. Yeah, red skies is the next milestone. So we've got a bulkhead and some cargo. Yeah, we've got some explosive drones, we'll sell those. To be honest, you don't have to, but it's like you need to maximise the amount of units and stuff that you can get early on in game, and stuff like that you're not going to need later on in game. Now this is the mission that everyone's been causing problems with. You have to head over to a red system, but to do that we're going to need to get some bits and bobs that you can't easily craft and stuff like that. So this is what I did. I know a few others have done this. I've seen Captain Steve's done this, and I've also seen a couple of others. I think Beeblebum's done this and a couple of others. And what it is now you own this freighter, it's actually a base. So if you go ahead and destroy all the parts that are inside of it, it'll give you loads of silver and loads of materials and stuff. Save you having to go out and collect them, and you can sell that silver and it'll give you quite a bit of money. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise as much money as possible, because if we can raise as much money as possible, I think we need 50,000, which isn't too hard to do. You can do it by collecting all your materials and everything like that. You can pop down to one of the planets on this system that we're in and look for 2 or 3 star gold symbols, and then you'll be able to grab, I think there's one with Gravitino balls on and a few other bits, and that'll give you the cash that you need. But anyone who's completed expeditions before, right, this is a little thing you can do. If you go on to the anomaly now that you've walked across one system and head over to your previous expedition rewards, you remember on the first expedition we got the golden freighter, the golden vector, and that's an S-class starship, and we've got a freighter. So if we pick this up, we can actually have this and stick it into our ship as free, keeping the first ship that we start with in this expeditions. So if we head over to the space station now, once we've swapped it out for this golden vector, we can actually sell this golden vector and claim all the scrap for it, which is going to give us all the units that we need to do what we're going to do. And it's also going to mean that we're going to get quite a bit of nanites, because you're going to get 3 S-class modules to use with it as well. So we'll just go over to here and we'll just clear out our inventory a little bit and just make sure anything we've got that we don't need we can get rid of, because obviously you need a little bit of space, because you're going to be scrapping this ship and you get quite a bit for it. So once we've had a tidy up, we shall head over and we shall scrap the ship. So you have to head up here and pass this guy over here. So here we go. So what we'll do is we'll scrap this ship, and that's going to give us loads of stuff. Head over here and we can sell the modules that we've just got, those S-class ones, right? So that's going to give us a good 1,300 odd nanites, which is a nice whack to go on with. We head over here and then we sell everything that we've just got for scrapping that ship, and it's look 13. So we've got 13 million. So we're laughing really. So if we head over to this guy here, what we want to do is we want to buy some coordinates to find a abandoned freighter, because we need, like, I think it's like hyper warp cell or a warp cell, and then we need like a quantum computer and some cadmium to fix our freighter so that we can warp in our freighter, and those materials are quite difficult to get hold of. But if you can raise the cash just to go and get one of these emergency broadcast receivers, you can actually head over to the freighter, and then once you've got on it and you've landed, if you head inside into that first compartment that you go into, like you can see we're doing just now, head down onto the freighter, land on the landing pad, and then head inside past this first room, And then we want to open this door and not go any further than this. Just open that box there. You'll get 3 repair kits, quite a bit of ferrite dust, condensed carbon, and you'll also get some sodium. And they're just a bonus. We're actually after the repair kits, because we can use those 3 repair kits in our freighter and bypass having to get the actual ingredients that we need to get this going. So if we head over to our freighter now, we'll be able to sort that out, and then we'll be able to head over to the last thing on phase 1, which is just the rendezvous point. So here we go, look, I'll just show you. Head into freighter, head into the amplified warp shielding, and it's not going to let us fix it unless we use square to apply repair kit. And there you go, we've saved ourselves a lot of running around. Now I know I did that with the golden vector and just got loads of cash and loads of nanites straight off the bat, and you can do that if you've had expeditions, that's great, but don't worry too much if you haven't, because you can quite easily raid 50,000 just by popping down onto the planets and doing that, and it's an easier way around it than having to find those 3 things, because it's a nightmare. And yeah, me and Boid had to go on the live stream, and it was, we was really like getting angry at one point. It was so mad. It was so difficult to get it sorted, so this is a lot easier. Right, so head back into the space station, and what we're going to do is we're just going to sell some bits up, and we're just going to have a clean up, and we're just going to grab the things that we need to move on, because like I say, you ain't got a lot of room in your inventory, so you've got to keep it as clean as you can while you're doing this. We have got a freighter now, so we can start sticking stuff over to there. So here we go. I want to bring my freighter with me, which is why I've fixed it up. So I've got a funny feeling that we're going to need it later on down the line. So instead of just going in my ship, plus it saves your ships, warp fuel and stuff like that, and it stops you having to run around and use up all your tritium. We can just get some more antimatter housing, and then get some more antimatter, and then we can just put 2 warp cells inside of our freighter, and that'll give us enough to get to the next rendezvous point that we need to go to. So here we go, that's done. We'll head up to our bridge and we will go and do the red skies. So here we go, let's just come out of here a minute. So if you press circle to get out of it, we're looking for a red system, so there's one there, so we'll just warp over to that. Right, here we go. Once that loads in, that'll trigger that, and we've completed that one, and we can move on to the next rendezvous, which is the last one, and that'll be phase 1 complete. So there you go, red skies, visit a red star. That's that milestone done. We'll just head into the expeditions tab, and then we'll ping that, so that's done. Storage augmentation, band hyperdrive upgrade. Right, cool, so let's just chuck them away so that they're nice and safe, and use that upgrade to make the ship a little bit better. There we go, nice and tidy again, keep everything neat. And we just head over to the last one, which is where we need to go for the rendezvous 1. And then that's all of phase 1 done. We can collect our rewards, and we can start thinking about the next one. I'm not sure what the next one's got in store, but I think we're beginning a treasure hunt, which is pretty cool. We've picked up 1 piece of information about it already. I assume we're going to grab a few more. I'm just going to make 5 more hyperdrives there, just so that I don't have to do it later on, so I can do all my warping in my freighter. Yeah, this is pretty cool, isn't it? We're getting some cool lore. It's quite an interesting sort of like step into the story for the first phase. So we know something's going on. We know the blight is about. We know that whatever it is that they're doing, they're going to do again, and they've done before, so it leads me to believe that they've got something to do with all the other iterations that have come before, and maybe it'll shed some light onto all of that, and all the other universes that have been about before this. So yeah, quite exciting. I love stuff like this. This was exactly what I was waiting for, a story-based one. This is going to be so much fun. Like, I think we're gonna find out some really cool stuff from this. So right, okay, we've had a tidy up on space station, picked up our exosuit to get our extra space, and that's going to count loads. So we just need to head over to this misty moon, and this is where the expedition is going to end for phase 1 with rendezvous 1. So if you head down to the planet, little tip, it's not going to plonk you directly where you need to be. So head down to the planet, give it a couple of seconds just to kick in, and you'll see these communication hubs. Follow them and you'll find where it is you need to be, because it's normally a trade terminal or like an archive or like a portal or something. So there we go, landing on the planet, milestone complete, rendezvous 1, reach the first rendezvous, and there we go, expedition 6 phase 1 completed. So that's it. That seems to be the quickest way and the most efficient way to do it. So we'll just unlock the 2 badges and then we will sign off. But there you go, guys, I hope that's helped. And yeah, I'm really going to get stuck into this little story that's going to unfold, I think, over the next 5 phases, so over the next 4 phases. I'm quite excited to see this. Yeah. Right, cool, excellent. Right, thank you very much, guys. It's been an awesome little adventure. I hope that's helped a lot of you, because I know that was a bit of a sticking stone there at the beginning. But please like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of the series as it comes, and we'll unlock the phases as we go. But for now, goodbye, thank you very much.